Good morning. Christmas has such an interesting history. For the first 300 years of Christianity, we really didn't celebrate Christmas. And that's, we think, because during that time we were being persecuted by the Romans. It was a difficult time to be a Christian, and the persecutions would come and go. There'd be different waves. Easter was celebrated, but Easter is more subdued and more reflective. And so you could have a celebration of Easter and not draw so much attention to yourself. It wasn't until about 323 when Constantine became emperor of Rome that he declared that Christianity was going to be the state religion. He became Christian, and so he wanted one religion for all of his empire, and he declared that that would be Christianity. And so now, with Christians free of persecution, they begin to celebrate and experience more in the faith. And so we begin to have Christmas being celebrated there through the 300s. It turned out that the Romans had always had a big celebration on December the 25th. You see, they worshiped the sun. And we know that on December the 22nd, coming up very soon, it'll be the shortest day of the year. Sunlight has been going away now since the middle of June, and for 6 months the days have been growing shorter. We know precisely exactly when that turn is going to come. Romans didn't have such precise instruments. They had a sundial. But even with something like a sundial, by December 24th or 5th, they could tell the sun was coming back. The days were getting longer, and it was a time for a celebration. So Christians in the Roman Empire are already used to big celebrations happening then. And so now they begin to say, well, maybe that's the time for us to celebrate the coming of the Son, S-O-N, the true Son coming into the world, making things different. And so it was that became a great celebration that we would ultimately know as Christmas. And it came at such a wonderful time during the year because now they're usually in Europe. There was the snow and the cold days, and they were so dark. You needed something to lift your spirit and soul. And that's what Christmas continues to do for us. It lifts our spirit and our soul. And what an important celebration that is for us right now in the midst of what we all call such dark times in 2020. Times of the pandemic, times of racial unrest, times of struggles economically, all politically, all the things that have made 2020 so challenging. And we're able to still celebrate because we believe the Son is coming into the world. The Advent wreath, we believe, really came into being somewhere in the late 400s, and we begin to light different candles, and you can read different things. Candles sometimes will represent different things according to traditions. For us, we've been lighting a candle of love and then a candle of peace. But yesterday in church, we lit the third candle, and it's the candle of joy. It's a pink candle, and it's called Gaudete Sunday. Gaudete Sunday, G-A-U-D-E-T-E. It's Latin for rejoice. It comes from Paul's statement in his letter to the Philippians, rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say rejoice. The important thing about rejoice is it really is different from just being happy. Happy has more to do with all the outer circumstances and all the things that are right in our life. Joy is more of that experience from within that says even when times are difficult, even when we're in a dark night, you still can know joy. It comes from God's love. You can experience His peace. We now can have joy. It's kind of interesting that we did light this third candle. It's always on the third Sunday. It's the pink candle. And Gaudete Sunday is really about celebrating in the joy or rejoicing in Christ. When I lit the candle this morning for us to have our devotional time, it was interesting. The other two candles were burning so brightly, and the pink candle was such a small little flame. It slowly began to burn brighter and brighter as time went on, but it was so small. And I thought, that really is the promise. That in a dark night, you can still know joy. It may be small, but it burns in the darkness. And it will grow brighter and brighter. Because a light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. This week, celebrate the gift of God's joy.